Hey there, all my funky friends. Today I want to talk to you about something a little bit different than I usually talk about. Today I'm going to talk a little philosophy with you. And I think this is important because I think that there's something that everybody does to an extent and they don't realize that they're doing it. So here we go, let's talk about it. First off, it helps to understand to know what a fallacy is. And a fallacy is basically when we have an argument based upon basically a false premise or an invalid premise. Well, let's put it like this. The dictionary defines a fallacy as a false notion, a statement or an argument based on a false or invalid inference, incorrectness of reasoning or belief. So it's basically when we start an argument from a false premise. And the one I want to talk to you today is one that I think we do a lot. I try not to do this as much as I can, but I occasionally catch myself doing this. And I'm sure once I explain it to you, a lot of you will go, oh, I do that too. And that's called the argument from ignorance. Now, back up a little bit. Don't get too upset. Ignorance in this case doesn't mean that you're stupid or it doesn't mean that you don't know anything. It just means that that's the point you're starting off from, is ignorance. Let me give you an example. If someone says, I don't know how this box got in my backyard, so therefore it must have been elves, is starting their argument, it must have been elves, from a point of ignorance, saying, I don't know. I don't know how this happened, therefore it must have been fairies or clowns or whatever. And this is a logical fallacy. It's a logical fallacy because we're starting from I don't know. And if you don't know something, then giving it an answer is illogical. It doesn't make sense. You're starting from a bad place of argument. If you don't know something, you don't know something. And I think this is something a lot of us do sometimes. We do it with our religion or faith. We do it with our politics. We do it with a lot of different things. We say, I don't know how this happened, therefore it must have been this thing. That doesn't make sense, does it? So I want to put a challenge to everybody here. This week, go through your week and keep that in your mind, the argument from ignorance. How often do you catch yourself making an argument from ignorance? How often do you catch yourself saying, I don't know how this happened. This is a crazy, weird thing that happened. How did I survive that? How did I do this? Or how did that thing happen? Therefore, it must have been whatever. How many times do you catch yourself doing that? And where do you do it? Do you do it with politics? Do you do it with religion? Do you do it with whatever it is in your life, your philosophy, whatever? Do you catch yourself doing that? The argument from ignorance. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribed. And while you're down there in the comments, let me know if you've committed this logical fallacy and how do you do it? And will you take up this challenge of checking yourself throughout the week to see if you're committing that? I'd really love to know. Thanks for watching again and have a wonderful day.